I would like to introduce the chair of the Grow with Google Committee, Sharonda Glover.
Good evening, everyone. Really excited and grateful that you're here today. As mentioned, I'm Sharonda Glover, and I work with an amazing team on the Grow with Google, and we're here to present to you Power Your Job Search with Google Tools. Just to tell you a little bit about our partnership with Google. In February of 2021, we entered into this partnership with the idea and the dream to train 100,000 Black women with career development and digital skills by 2022. So our goal is to get to about 20,000 of those women by May of 2022. So thank you so much for being here. The Power Your Job Search with Google Tools is all about how to discover new job opportunities using Google Search and learn how to organize and enhance your job search experience with Google Workspace tools. So as we go through the presentation day, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. We will have some intermissions in between the different topics, so we'll be happy to answer them for you. So again, thank you for being here. And Kelly, let's get started.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to this training, Power Your Job Search with Google Tools, hosted by Grow with Google, in partnership with the Hart Community Resource Center and the South Broward Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Grow with Google helps people grow their skills, careers, and businesses by offering free digital tools and training to everyone that's in the audience. Once again, my name is Kelly Allen, and I'm a member of South Broward Alumni Chapter. And I'm so excited that you're here with us today. We did a previous Grow with Google session, and we're so glad if you were able to join us with this second session, and hope that you walk away with some tools and some tips on powering your job search. So today I'll show you how Google Tools can help make your job search easier and more efficient. So let's get started. Many people are launching a new job search from home. So let's start by acknowledging some of the challenges to finding new opportunities working in a remote location. Then we'll share some tips that can help make it easier for you to work from home and maximize your career potential. Finding a new job can be difficult, even under the best circumstances. Running a new career job search while transitioning to work from home, or while you're working from home and you want to transition to a new position. For example, you may not be hearing about opportunities that you would hear from the grapevine if you were at work. Staying on top of a job search can even be more difficult if you're trying to manage childcare, domestic work, new living arrangements from home. Today's workshop will show you how to use Google Tools to manage some of these challenges. So before we dive in, let's talk about some of the best practices for running a job search from home. First, create and keep a routine. If you normally, hopefully, take a shower in the morning and have breakfast before work, keep doing that. Maintaining regular hours, a set schedule, and try to keep it. Many of us have been working in a remote capacity for some time, but we also want to make sure that we're keeping a routine together so that we stay productive and maintain a sense of normalcy. Make sure you have a dedicated workspace. Even if you're not working from home and you're just trying to have a dedicated job search, you still want to find a spot to go to work. Same place, same time. Even if you don't have the luxury of a dedicated office at home, at least work in the same seat at a table or desk every day. Be sure to take lunch breaks and other breaks to make sure you add them to your schedule. It can be easy to forget how to take a break during the day, especially if you're working long hours. You got to give your body and your eyes a break by standing up, walking around. Gather all the tools that you need to be productive. You may find that you need office supplies, or you need to have some tools ready at your disposal. Make sure that you have everything you need so that your job search is going to be a successful one. And make a daily to-do list. At the end of the workday, write down next day's to-do list. This will help you keep from popping back to your computer after work hours to complete just one more thing, and to help you get your morning of work off to a strong start. And then most importantly, when your workday is done, close up shop, close the computer. Remember, if you're not at work, don't spend time working. These are just a few strategies for managing a job search at home, whether you're looking full-time or managing a current workload. And just so that I can mention, Sharonda Glover and Teresa Sands will be monitoring the chat. So if at any time you have any questions, please drop your questions in the chat and we'll be sure to answer them. So in this workshop, we'll demonstrate how to manage the main task of a job search. So first, we'll create a job search tracker in Google Sheets. You can use Google Sheet to keep track of the jobs you may want to apply for. The sheet will allow you to organize any information you need on jobs, and you can return to it when you are ready to prepare and submit applications. A sheet helps you remember the jobs you're interested in, so it allows you to compare them and to decide which one is best for you. Once you've built your sheet tracker to manage this whole process, I'll show you how to use jobs on Google Search to find out more jobs that are relevant to you. I'll show you how to search and filter jobs that match your interests and experience, how to save the jobs that you like, and how to get alerts when new jobs are posted. Next, we'll talk briefly about how to create a resume with a simple template in Google Docs, and then I'll explain some best practices that if you're interested in on how to build or polish your resume. And then also we'll let you know about another workshop, Improve Your Resume with Practical Strategies. And then finally, we'll discuss the next phase of your job search, the interview. More and more jobs are transitioning to online interviews using video conference platforms like Zoom or Google Meet. I'll walk you through some strategies to help you ace your virtual interview. The skills you learn in this workshop will help you during your job search and help you once you've settled into your new role as well. Many jobs today require some familiarity with technology like word processing or spreadsheets, so digital skills are more important than ever. So as I talk about the features of Google applications, feel free to experiment on your own device or follow along with my demonstrations. So let's get started. We're going to start off with, excuse me, we're going to start off with track your job search in Google Sheets. So when you begin looking for a new job, you might start by visiting a company's webpage or reading a job description. That can be a great way to get ideas about possible job opportunities. But once you start collecting the information about potential job opportunities, it can be hard to keep all of your options straight. Lots of people find it easier to search for jobs and apply for them in separate waves. So you might do searching online for one job one day, and while planning to apply for those jobs on a different day. But it's easy to forget about the different jobs you found, or you lose a sense of urgency about them after your initial search. Plus, job openings are posted and removed all the time, so it can be difficult to keep up with all of them. To help you find opportunities and keep them organized, I'm going to show you how to build a basic tracker in Google Sheet. And this tracker will help you manage the job search process from start to finish. So to create your job search tracker, you'll need to first sign into your Google account. And so hopefully everybody already has a Google account or a Gmail account. The GIF that you see on screen shows a user signing into their Google account by excuse me, in their Google account by clicking on sign in and entering their email or phone number. You'll open a tab in a browser window and go to google.com. So if you don't already have a Google account, this is now the time to do it. So open up a browser outside of Zoom and then go to google.com. If you're not signed in, click sign in and enter your username and password if you already have a Google account. Signing into your Google account allows you to access lots of Google apps that you can use for work or for home. If you don't already have one, once again, you can create a free Google account. So if you haven't done that, I'm going to give you a chance, a brief chance to go ahead and create that Google account. And if you need any assistance, be sure to put it in the chat and one of our monitors will try to assist you. Okay. So for those of you who've already gotten that Google account set up, after you've signed in your account, use the apps menu to move between applications. Okay. The GIF shows a user clicking on the grid icon in the top right corner of the screen, launching the application menu and opening Google Drive. So how do you do that? You're going to click on the Google app icon. Okay. These are all the Google applications that come into your account. Your most recently used apps are shown first. So you'll click more to expand the list, and you can get to Gmail, Sheets, Slides, all in this one location. You can also access your Google Drive where all of your projects are stored. So what you see on screen right now, you see the GIF shows you going to the Drive, and the Drive is where all of your apps are stored. So we're going to take a look at Google Drive first. So if you aren't familiar with Google Drive allows you to store, access, and share files like documents, slideshows, forms, photos, all in one place. So instead of storing them on one computer, your Google Drive files are stored in the cloud, a safe place on the internet where you can save important information. And what's important is not only can you get this from your computer, you can get it from your phone, your tablet, you can save it in one space and not have to worry about carrying around your computer. So when you save something on your Google Drive, you can easily access it from any computer, smartphone, tablet with internet access. Files are stored on Google Drive won't get lost, even if your computer crashes. So if your computer crashes, you don't have to worry about losing your files. All the projects you create with Google applications are stored automatically on your Google Drive. You don't have to remember to click save, and that is one of the best things. You don't have to worry about save, it automatically saves it. So once again, this is what your Google Drive looks like. And if you never created anything with Google Apps before, it may be empty, and that's okay. If you've created projects in Google applications, they'll be stored here. Okay. Okay. So you can create new projects in your Google Drive. To create a new tracker for your job search, create a new Google Sheet. And you can see what's happening on screen is going to walk you through this as well. So you'll click New, then select Google Sheets. Then a blank spreadsheet will come on the screen. The GIF shows a user creating a new blank spreadsheet by following these steps. So as I'm speaking, you can also watch what's happening on the screen as well. So you'll give your sheet a name like My Job Search. This becomes the file name and makes it easy for you to find in your Google Drive. As soon as you open up a new sheet, it's saved automatically on your Google Drive. You don't have to do anything extra to save your projects. They save automatically whenever you make changes to them. Okay. All right. Now, take a look at the spreadsheet image. The spreadsheet contains many rectangles called cells. Cells are organized in rows which have a number vertically along the side, and columns has a letter along the top. Every cell has an address based on its column and row. So for example, this cell is called A1, where you see job position, because it's in column A, row 1. You can navigate the spreadsheet by clicking on different cells. You can use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move around the grid. You can add text, formatting, formulas, and function to cells. How are we doing, Sharonda?
We're doing good.
Okay, great. You can use Google Sheets to manage many aspects of your personal life. For example, you could use a spreadsheet like this to create a budget, or you may want to keep track of your family contacts. You can calculate progress toward goals or plan a trip. To make your job search easier and clearer, we're going to customize this spreadsheet so that it tracks the important information about each potential job. So first, add some headings to keep track of information about jobs that you may find in your search. So in each cell of the first row of your sheet, add a heading for job title, the company name, salary or hourly rate if it's listed in the job, maybe the website URL. You can return to the listing or make it easier for you to return to the listing, or notes or comments. And these are just a few suggestions you can make for headings or whatever you think is going to be most helpful in your job search. The animation here shows a user adding the column headings for job, company, salary, website URL, and notes. So as you proceed with your job search, you can add additional details to the spreadsheet to keep track of the information that you need. For example, if you're expanding your job search beyond your current area, you might want to add a column for location, or you might add a column called work from home to track whether a job is remote versus on-site. You may even want to add a column heading to help compare other information that you're interested in, like benefits or job perks, or maybe even how far a drive away it is from your home. You can also add headings and expand your sheet as you start looking for jobs. Adding visual elements can help you read the information in a sheet more easily. You can change the format of headings if you like. Select the cells or rows and choose different fill colors. Or you can make the information easier to read by changing the font style, size, or color. The GIF shows a user selecting the heading row in the spreadsheet. They bold the row and add a blue fill color. These are just a few of the things that you can do using a spreadsheet tracker for your job search. If you're interested in taking your spreadsheet to the next level, look out for other workshops like digital tools for project management. And for example, in that worksheet, we dive in about color coding and drop down menus and formatting to keep your spreadsheets organized and useful. But for now, let's move on to the next phase of our job search. So I'm going to take a pause. Sharonda, do we have any questions?
Only question we had, and Renee is actually about to reach out to Ivy, was just about presenting, but no questions so far.
Okay, great. Thank you. And we want to make sure if you do have any questions, be sure to place them in the chat, and we will go ahead and answer those as we go. So now that you set up your sheet with some of the things that you're looking for, let's start searching for jobs. Chances are you've already used some type of digital tool to find your new career opportunity. Most employers list jobs online daily and manage the entire application process digitally. Unfortunately, nobody's really doing paper applications anymore. So to help you find new opportunities, we'll use Jobs on Google Search. So Jobs on Google Search pulls advertisements from all over the internet and creates one list of potential jobs. You can start your job search through a regular Google search. So whether you're following along now or you plan to begin your search later, open a new browser on your device, and you can do this on your phone as well. That way you can have your Google search open in one tab and your sheet open in the other. You can add to your sheet while you search. So you can have a Google search tab open and then a Sheets tab open, both in the same Google Chrome browser. Now, type in google.com in the address bar, and our image shows a Google search homepage. A user has typed in jobs near me. In the search bar, type in a query about the kind of job you're looking for. So you might want to use jobs near me, retail jobs, part-time jobs, customer service jobs, or whatever type that you're looking for. Or you can type in a question like, what are the best jobs near me? You can add search terms that work for you and your job search. So if you're not sure what kind of job you're looking for, you can add search terms about the fields that interest you or fields you have experience in. If you're looking for a job in a different city, include that city in your search. So for example, you might type in jobs in Orlando or manufacturing jobs in Atlanta. And if you're a veteran or military spouse, you can search for opportunities unique to you too. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So if we have any military in the house, I got something special for you. So once we do that, we press enter to check out the results. Okay. So what you may see, Google just did an update. So what you may see might look a little bit different if you're following along, but the process is still the same. Your basic Google search will show you a preview of several possible jobs. The image here shows 3 job results, including the role, the company, location, and some additional details. You can click on these jobs directly if they interest you, or select the arrow at the top right to expand your search as called out on the slide. Next, check out the results of your expanded search. The GIF shows a Google search homepage. The user types in jobs near me in the search bar and views the search results. To make searching for jobs easier, Google finds listings from all over the internet and collects them all in one search. A snapshot of jobs that meet your search criteria appears on the Google search page. Click a result or click Explore Jobs to look at the full list. Each listing contains important details about the position, including ways to apply, salary information, description of the work, and even reviews of the company. So you can find out about the company ahead of time. You can read through this information to decide which jobs might be right for you. And the image shows a web page that displays job search results. The main image is a job advertisement for an engineer. The blue lines call out how to apply, find salary information, and to read the job description. Now, our next job is to sort through the search results. So let's talk about how to narrow down your search to make the application process a little easier. Your search may have returned a lot of jobs. To get more specific results, we want to use a filter. A filter is a search tool that emphasizes the most relevant results. You can find dozens of filters arranged as clickable titles at the top of the search page. You can filter your search by job title, location, date the job was posted, the type of job, the employer. And these filters are pretty straightforward. So let's go deeper into two more filters that might be particularly relevant. The image shows a job search results page. The user selects the title filter and then selects the salesperson's title. The filter work from home allows you to find remote opportunities. See it nice and big right here. Select this filter to see only jobs that allow you to work from home. The image shows a job search results page. An icon labeled work from home is emphasized with this blue line, so you can find it a whole lot easier. For many job seekers, it can be difficult to find a job that matches their experience and education, even through the Great Resignation. So here's something for you. In 2020, Google searches like great jobs without a degree spiked over 850% in the US. To help those searchers find the jobs they're looking for, Google created a filter called no degree. So when you search for no degree jobs in the US, you can find relevant opportunities. You can also filter by education, experience requirements, and there'll be new labels on positions that don't mention degrees and their requirements. Google is also working with other job sites like Glassdoor, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, CareerBuilder, and employers to make education and experience requirements clearer on job postings. So what you'll do in the search bar, type a query about the kind of jobs you're looking for and try some search terms with an example of no degree jobs, or no degree jobs near me, or no degree needed jobs. Any one of those will work if you're someone without a degree, but you're looking for these types of positions. The image shows a Google search homepage. The user uses no degree jobs near me in the search bar. Alternatively, you can do a job search for the type of job you want and add the filter no degree. You can find that filter by clicking the requirements at the top navigation bar, and this offer options like no degree or no experience. Now, for our military families, Google Search offers an option for U.S. military veterans, a job search using an MOS, or Military Occupational Specialty Code. If I have any military people, can you give me an icon of a clap or a heart or a thumbs up? Let me know if we have any. Okay, I see a clap. Great. Thank you for our military families. In the search bar, Type a query about the kind of jobs you're looking for, including the word veteran or veterans. You may want to use terms like veteran jobs near me or veteran management jobs, plus the name of the city you're interested in, or IT job for veterans. The image shows a Google search homepage and the user types in veteran jobs near me in the search bar, and the suggested searches appear below in the search bar. Once you've run a search query related to veteran jobs, you'll be prompted to enter your MOS code. Veterans and military service personnel transitioning back into civilian life can enter their MOS code on job search to help them find civilian jobs that require similar skills to the ones they're used to having in their military roles. So let's imagine at this point, you selected a job that matches your needs, okay? You've read through the job description, you know that you're interested in this position, and you think that you might want to apply for this job, but you don't want to do it right now. So click Save. Click Save. This bookmarks the listing so you don't have to search for it again later. At the top of the jobs listing is a tab called Save. You click the tab to see all the jobs that you saved in the past. And this will show you all the jobs in one list and without the jobs that you aren't interested in. So this can help if you can't deal with it right now and you want to come back to it. This can be very helpful. So by now we've learned a lot about how to use Google to search for a new job, but the landscape of available jobs is always changing, and it's important to check job listings frequently so you don't miss out on any opportunities. Employers post new job openings all the time and not necessarily on a specific schedule. So performing an internet search every day and sorting through the jobs can take up a lot of your time that you could be using writing your resume or preparing for an interview. So to save time when searching for job listings, you can set up email alerts. So when you set up an alert, you'll automatically receive an email about a new listing that matches your job search criteria. To receive emails about your job search, in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you can turn on an alert by clicking on Alerts Are On for this search. The GIF shows the user turning on the toggle labeled Turn On Email Alerts for this search at the lower left corner of the screen. So how many of you think that this would be very helpful? Okay, I got a couple of hand claps and a couple of thumbs up. That is great. All right. So at this point in your job search, hopefully you found several opportunities and alerts to help you keep updated about the jobs as they become available. You'll probably be applying for several jobs, and it can be difficult to remember all the details about the application process. So you remember the tracker that we set up earlier. You can use it to keep track of all your possible opportunities. So as you find jobs that interest you, enter the details into the spreadsheet. And you can use this sheet as the hub for all of your applications and interviews. And you can easily keep track of the status of any application by just glancing at the sheet. Fill out your tracker with potential opportunities as you find them. If you get an interview, you want to put the interviewer's name. If you've got their email address, you can put that in, and phone number. So it's all in one place and you don't have to go searching for it when you need it. So right now we're going to take a pause and see if there are any questions in the chat.
We have no questions in the chat, and we are exactly at 7:35.
Okay, so let me ask, have you learned something so far? How many of you knew about all those things that you can do in Google search besides just putting in just one title, that you could find out all that information just by doing a search or turning on an email alert? Okay, so we have people that are using some skills already, which is great, and we're happy that you're able to increase your job search skills. So the next thing we're going to talk a little bit about now is continuing our job search process. So now that you've created the list of jobs that you're interested in, it's time to work on your resume. And having a resume prepared will streamline your job application process. You could begin a resume by opening up a blank document and listing your name, contact information, and professional experience. But to make the process faster and easier, let's start out with a template. So as you know, templates are a pattern that you use as a guide. They provide design elements and formatting that you can use as a starting point for your projects. They can also keep font size and styles consistent throughout the document. Google Docs offers tons of free professional resume templates to get you started. The layout, the fonts, the colors are different for each template, but they all contain the same basic information you'll need for your resume. So your contact information, your skills, your experience, your education, all as well as your accomplishments and projects you completed. So after you've selected a template, you can customize it from there. So that's what we're going to be working on next. So to access these templates, we're going to go back to our Google Drive. So let's go to our Google Drive. We're going to
got the analogy, and that's why
we're going to click New, Google Docs, and then from a template. So again, we're going to click on New, Google Docs, from a template, and then you're going to choose a resume template. Now you can rename your template so that you can find it a little bit easier. So feel free to try out these steps now if you have your Google account open, and then next we'll go through the steps to customize it together. Some of the templates lend themselves to certain industries, so you may want to check with a colleague or a trusted friend about standard styles for your particular field. So for example, if you're a creative person, like a graphic designer, you might want to use a creative resume template to show off your skills even before you get to the interview. And you can see the GIF shows the user accessing the template gallery in Google Docs. They click New, Google Docs, and then from a template. Okay. Once you choose a resume template you want to use, add in your name, contact information, and professional history. And you can see what's happening on the screen. You can select the placeholder text and then start typing in your own information. The GIF shows the user entering the text in a Modern Writer resume. This is the template, Modern Writer. In the name field, they type in Adhira Patel. In the summary field, they type in seasoned business analyst with 6+ years of experience, increasing profitability. Templates come in prearranged formatting, but you can edit a template to fit your own style. You can change the font. You can choose one that looks more professional or add formatting, bolding sections, headers, adding italics, but don't go crazy. Keep it professional. You don't want to have 5 fonts, bold colors all over the place. Everything should look uniform and professional. You can add a hyperlink to show potential employers more of your work, for example. Adding elements like this will make your resume easy to read and unique to you, even if you start out with a template. So the GIF shows the user selecting all of her text in her resume document, and then she changes the font to Arial. All right. As you work through your resume, you probably won't finish it all in one sitting. In fact, taking breaks or returning to your resume can be a great way to ensure you've got fresh eyes to spot opportunities for improvements. So to help in this editing process, use the commenting feature in Google Docs. For example, if you want to provide more specific information or a measurable detail like your sales record, you can add a comment. Select the text you want to comment on, insert the comment that explains what you want to change. Select comment to complete your comment, and Google Docs save comments automatically. So you always have a record of your thoughts. How many people know you could do that? All right. While you're searching for a new job, you probably apply for lots of new opportunities, and you may even apply for different kinds of jobs in different industries. So in that case, you may want to create distinct resumes for different purposes. So for example, if you improve your resume by including keywords from one specific job description in your skills or experience sections, you could start from scratch and build a brand new resume for each possible job. But that could be tedious and time consuming, especially if the resumes are similar. To make the process easier, because we are all about the easy, you can copy a resume and edit for the particular jobs instead of starting all over with a new document every time. So what we'll do is first we want to make a copy, then rename it, and then you can easily tell the difference between the versions of your resume. When you make a copy, remember that Google Docs automatically saves your edits in a version history. So you don't have to necessarily need to make new copies for each draft. Instead, use copies to identify different purposes. So one might be entitled Web Design Resume or Graphic Design Resume. Our GIF on the screen shows the user making a copy of her resume. She renames it Adira Patel Resume Sales. So you could have one maybe for sales or retail sales or sales manager. And then that way you have different resumes for different purposes. Your job search process will be a lot more successful if you get feedback on your materials. To get someone else's input on your resume, you can share the document with them. So what you'll do is select the share icon. Enter the email address of the person whose input you want. Select the kind of access they should have. So there's more than one kind of access. The first one is Can Edit. Can Edit allows the person to edit the document directly. If you want someone to write on your document, they'll need edit access. Can Comment. Can Comment means this allows the person to add comments to the document, but not change anything. So for example, if you want a friend or a colleague to review the resume and comment on anything that's missing from your skills or your experience sections. And then there's Can View. And this allows the person to see the document, but not make any alterations at all. So you may want to choose Can View if you want them to be able to see your resume, but you don't want them to make any changes. So next, I want you to notice the box at the bottom labeled Notify People. When you share a document, sheet, or a presentation with someone, they will receive an email about it. But if you don't want to send an email, you would uncheck that box. Then you can add a note about the document and then click Send. The next time the person checks their Gmail, they'll have the email from Google Docs that includes your note and a link to access the document. The GIF showed you the user sharing her document, writing a comment, and then sharing the document. Any questions about what we just viewed? Okay. So you can also organize different versions of your resume using folders in Google Drive. But to keep track of an individual job search, you can also include a link to each distinct resume in your job search tracker sheet. So we're going back to the Google Sheet, and these individual resumes can come in handy when you progress to the interviewing stage. So you can keep track of each individual resume, and then you can review the exact resume you sent to help refresh your memory. To add different resume versions to your tracker, you would add in a new column, resume, copy the link for the resume that you tailored specific to the job, find the row that contains the information about the job, and then paste the link to your resume in the appropriate cell. So you don't have to worry about, well, what resume did I send this job? If you do it like this, you can keep track of each different resume. And that will prepare you to have a much stronger interview. Okay. Any questions or comments? Is what you've seen helpful so far? Is it starting to come together, the ways that your tracker and your resume and the search all start coming together?
There were a lot of questions or comments in the chat, Kelly,
Okay.
just about the veterans information.
Okay.
Not knowing that that was available. So I think that's very helpful.
Okay.
And then,
share that with your family and friends. And Teresa, was there anything else?
No, just a lot of comments. You're doing great,
Yeah.
Kelly.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about, we've got that resume out there, and now it's time to start talking about some interviews. So more and more companies are hosting their interviews online using tools like Google Meet, and we want you to be prepared for those types of interviews. So that's what we're going to go over right now. So if you're not familiar with it, Google Meet is a video conferencing tool like the one that we're on right now that allows you to connect with family, friends, colleagues from any place with an internet connection. You can use Meet to host meetings at work, and while you're looking for a job, you will likely use Google Meet to attend an interview. So you might as well know how it works. Even if your interview takes place in person, you can use Google Meet to practice beforehand with somebody else. There are a lot of advantages to video conferencing for a first interview or for the whole interview process. Companies save money on your visit. It can be easier for job seekers to fit in interviews along their current work or ongoing job search. But many job seekers find video interviews intimidating. Maybe seeing your own video feed makes you nervous, or maybe the thought of background noise or somebody walking behind you causes you anxiety about the microphone. So we're going to talk about a few ways to ace that remote interview just as you would an in-person interview, so your skills will get better with practice. To calm any potential nerves about a video conference and to ensure that you look prepared and professional, we'll take a look at these tips for interviewing with Google Meet. So here are some best practices, and these are some of the same things that you would want to do in person. You want to translate and make sure that we're doing online. So when you're speaking with your interviewer, look toward the camera. Depending on the size and shape of your device, your interviewer's face may appear near the bottom of your screen or maybe at the top of the screen. So if you look directly at their face, it may appear that you're looking down or not making eye contact. So to help your interviewers feel like they're getting to know you, keep your eyes up and focused on the camera. Next, even if you're nervous, speak slowly. Anxiety can make even some of the best people speak faster, which can make you harder to understand. So remind yourself to breathe and to answer thoughtfully at a slow pace. One way to ensure that your interviewers will see you in the best light is to pay attention to lighting. To look professional, place a warm colored lamp near the back of your computer screen. And consider changing your desktop background to a lighter color so your interviewer can see your face. They will be able to communicate with you more smoothly. And as many of us are transitioning from work to home, you might be interviewing in your kitchen, your living room, your basement, or maybe even your car. Hopefully not your car. But if you can, find a neutral background and some place where you can avoid distractions. To shine in your remote interview, dress for it. Even if you're doing it from your living room, paying attention how you present yourself will show your interviewer that you take the opportunity seriously. And then finally, interviewing is a skill, and to get better at it, you need to practice. So ask a friend or a colleague to hold a mock interview with you. And to learn more about video calls with Google Meet, you can check out a workshop called Collaborate, Meet, and Work Remotely, just so you are extra prepared for those opportunities. So Google tools can simplify your job search process from start to finish. And at this point, we've examined several aspects of finding new career opportunities, searching for them, preparing a resume, managing the process, and giving a strong interview. So let's just review for a second. We've created a job search tracker in Google Sheets, which you can use to manage all of your career options, to record notes about each interview, to track the status of your applications. Then next, we use jobs in Google search to find potential opportunities. We examine the filters, how to narrow down the search, to find specific opportunities for veterans, to locate job opportunities, and how to find some growing opportunities as well with other companies. And then to prepare you for the interview process, we examined Google Docs, and we created a resume from a template. And this will allow you to edit for every unique opportunity. And then finally, we went over some tips for giving a great interview in Google Meet. And remember, all these things you have in the palm of your hand. You can do them all from a computer, or you could do it right from your phone. And that's what makes this so convenient. I don't need a computer. If I see a job somewhere, if I'm on my phone scrolling and I get an alert, I can send that job, apply for it right from my phone and not waste any time, and maybe make me one of the first people that gets in for that job. So your next steps in your job search, we want you to leave this workshop with a clear sense of what you should do next. So here are a few ways to move forward. First, you're going to create that job search tracker in Google Sheets. You're going to develop your resume. You're going to open up a Google Doc, review the templates to get you started. And then you're going to think about some other workshops that could help you learn how to work, teach, or learn something else from anywhere. So let's talk about that just briefly before we wrap up. So you can learn from anywhere. And hey, we all know job searching can be intimidating, but it's a great opportunity to also grow your professional skills. So to help, Google has compiled some digital resources to help make that job search easier, organized, and more effective. So I'm going to show you a few of Google's training resources that you can access. So today we touched on a few of the collaboration features from Google has to offer. So you can complete all of Google's training at no cost through Applied Digital Skills. And you can see the link here on the screen. And if I can have somebody to retype this into the chat just so everybody has it. Some lessons may be labeled Workspace Certification. It's not a requirement, but it will allow you to take lessons to get familiar with Google Apps. The sample lessons from Applied Digital Skills are shown in the image on the screen, and you can take any of these courses to grow your skills. Okay. And if you want to sharpen your business and marketing skills, so the entrepreneurs that are out there as well, we want you to check out Primer. This is a free app you can download to your phone. And if you have an Android device, you can download it at the Google Play Store. If you have an Apple device, you can download it from the App Store. And these are a series of short, fun lessons that are all less than 5 minutes, and you can take advantage of learning some skills that can help you be a better business person or marketing skills. So what if you're looking to start a whole new career and land a competitive paid job, or build some additional skills to grow in your career? You need to check out Google Career Certificates. Google Career Certificates can give you a path to an in-demand job with top employers that are currently hired. You can earn a certificate, you can prepare for a new career in a high-growth field in only 6 months, even if you don't have experience. So some of the ones you can take are IT support, project management, UX design, user experience, or data analytics. And these you can learn at your own pace and complete an online program on your own terms. And you can see the URL is located right here in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. So again, we introduced a lot of different training options. We went really fast. Hope everybody was able to keep up. But to access all this information in one location, you can visit Grow with Google website at grow.google.com. Grow.google.com. And you can find extra information about small businesses, job seeking, veterans and military families. This is for educators, developers, those that are having a startup. All these tools are available to you. And here are just some of the resources that we mentioned in today's presentation. What I'm going to do is give you a chance, if you want to pull out your phone, take a picture of it. So you have this for later. And I will give you a second to do that. I also want to make sure that we've been putting in the chat a survey. We want to hear your thoughts about what you thought about today's session. So please make sure that you see the link in the chat. Be sure to fill that out, because we want to be able to bring back these types of workshops that are going to help you grow and be the best that you can be in your community. So on behalf of the South Broward Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, I want to invite you to follow us on our social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or you can go to our website at dstsouthbroward.org. And we also want to extend a big and wonderful thank you to Our Heart, the excuse me, the Community Resource Center, for inviting us and allowing us to be with you today. So before we leave, please make sure that you click on the survey, and so that we can get your feedback. We also have some tools that we dropped in the chat. Please take a moment. We've got some tip sheets. Go in, download, tell a friend. And what we're also doing is recording it. So if you know someone who would benefit from this workshop, then please tell them to go to ourheart.org. That's ourheart.org to find out about this and a whole host of other exciting webinars. We've got webinars on breastfeeding. We have them on job searching. We have nutrition. If you or you know someone that suffers from high blood pressure, or they're living with diabetes, we have all types of webinars that are available for you or a family member, and you can find out about the Heart Community Resource Center at ourheart.org. That's ourheart.org. So before I leave, on behalf of Sharonda Glover, the chair of the Grow with Google Committee, Amy, I want to thank you for inviting us. Would you have it like to say anything to before we wrap up today?
Yes, so I just want to say thank you. I'm getting a few messages myself about how much you learned today, so I'm really glad to hear that. Just remember a couple of things. We have a lot of resources, other events on our website. We're going to be adding a health library, a searchable health library in the very near future. So make sure that you do visit our website. And also for those who maybe didn't get to see it or want to see this presentation again because there's some things they missed, it will be recorded and added to our on-demand library. I expect that to be there by early next week. And again, please take the survey, but again, thank you, and be on the lookout on our events calendar for more events coming up in the future. And thank you.
Thank you, Amy. And also our next Grow with Google training will be on Wednesday, March 16th. So be sure to go and follow us on social media and find out about this next event. It's called Design Thinking for Entrepreneurs. Design Thinking for Entrepreneurs. And you can find out more information about this wonderful presentation at dstsouthbroward.org to register. Once again, thank you so much and have a great evening.